Ah, good men. How are you doing out there today in TV land? It's my pleasure one more again to make your acquaintance. It's Hammerhand, the MGTOW monk. But I'm not here to socialize, man. We got business to attend to. I got a fella here. I know that you know who he is. He's on the road a lot. He's always got the rubber side down. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you tonight, Reecie. What's up, Reecie? How you doing?
What's going on, Hammerhand?
Zero, man. Just chilling, sitting here interviewing all you big shots.
No, that's reserved for you. You the big man on campus.
Oh, don't tell nobody that, man. Don't believe your own press, right?
Yeah.
So we spoke a little bit earlier to set this up, and you said that you had something that you wanted to talk about, and I found that to be an interesting idea, man. Why don't you go ahead and take it away? Tell us what's up.
I talked about it in the video last night. Well, I encountered this woman, and right off the rip, she was asking me questions about, hey, where you work at? What you do? I like, yo, what's up with all the questions? Why you want to know all my business like that?
Standard operating procedure, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, yo, you don't need to worry about any of that. Only thing you need to worry about is I take care of myself. And I'm not going to get you to take care of me. She like, well, I want you to take care of me. I'm like, no, we ain't doing none of that. I said, I told her straight up, the first 5 minutes, I said, yo, y'all strong and independent. Y'all those feminists. Remember? Y'all got these things. She like, oh, no, I don't want. I like, no, you can't go back now. Then she said she wanted I love a man. I want a husband. I want a relation. I like, baby, I can't give you that. But just send me your address and I'll come on up there.
Yeah, man.
And so after that, she was like, well, you're not going to even take me out on a date? I'm like, no, I don't do those dates, baby. And then I said, she was like, well, you got some money? I'm like,
what?
No.
What?
I said, yes. I was like, hey, yo, we need to end this conversation right now. We were FaceTime.
Hey.
Yeah, and so let me tell you what she did. She tried to pour it on thick. She tried to love bomb me off the rip. I'm like, ooh, you're so cute and handsome. You remind me of my boyfriend I had in high school.
Yeah, sure. Probably got behind the corner there,
yeah,
sitting behind the door when you walk in with a club.
Man, they must don't know what we know about them.
They don't.
I don't get it. I laid it out straightforward. She figured I wasn't gonna bite, so I was like, hey, I just hung up. I was like, hey, we need to end this conversation right now. So
how much is that happening to you, man?
Well, it usually doesn't happen as much because I think it's in the air that women see, oh, I can't get over on this dude. All he gonna want is a piece of ass from me, and that's it. And they get that. I think, like I said, it's in the air. It's like honeysuckles and bees in the air in springtime. They know. They smell me from 1,000 miles away. So I don't really get those issues. Or every now and then I'll get a woman that thinks I'm playing when I tell them something. And then a month or so down the road, they're like, hey, I was like, I told you. And I meant what I said.
Yeah, man. I mean, it has to be that way. I put up a couple of recordings a few months ago, about an ex that hit me up out of the blue.
I heard you did an audio of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, about 6 months. I think it was June, July last year.
Yeah. And so I was like, damn, this the playbook for all of them.
Yep. For all of them. And they all operate that way. It don't matter if they're broke, it don't matter if they're millionaires.
Exactly to the T.
Yeah, man.
They're all blueprints of each other. So
yeah, what she did first was she hit me up and she sent me some nudes, right? And I'm like that's trying to get you in the box, you know? Like, hey, man, time has not been kind to that trashed box. So nah, I'm good. I'm not messing with that. And I wanted to figure out what was going on. I knew that this would be a good opportunity to try to show folks what they do. Look, you have to learn how to control your biology. You have to learn not to dick think. You
Yeah.
have to do that, because if you're dick thinking, one of them's gonna get you.
Yeah, as with me, I've had enough experience, and I think I have, like, I tell my guys, I've written books. So when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was out in the streets hustling, guerrilla style, selling my books, I encountered gangs of women. And some of those women will buy my books. And then after they buy my books, because I write erotica, they'll be like, hey, can you do to me what you did in that book? And one of my characters in my book is named Dana Richard.
Yeah.
And so, can you do me like Dana did? So, and what I learned from that experience, even outside of marriage, is that it doesn't matter how enthralled a woman is with you, eventually it's going to wear off. It doesn't matter if she buys all my books, she reads all of my stories. After that, guess what? Even she, not being my woman, is going to do a bait and switch on me.
Yeah,
So
man.
I have that experience. So I already know what they're going to do off jump.
I just don't understand what makes people think they can hold on to a female when you have the richest men in the world being divorced almost in consecutive months. You know,
Guys think that they are the, what we want to call them, the anomaly, the exception to
unicorn.
the rule.
Yeah, the unicorn. Yeah.
But we're not. We're all the same. Women look at all of us the same. No matter how good they might initially think you look, how captivating they think you look, how intrigued. Almost every woman that I meet that is into me say, "Oh, you're so intriguing." And in the back of my head, I'm like, let's see what you say in 6 months, because I know where it's gonna go.
You got it. I save the intrigue. You might get some of that initial charm. You know, you might be spoken to well. You might be treated, not like a piece of dog shit. But in 6 months, then I'll start showing you the intrigue. I don't waste all of that shit on somebody that's not in for a penny, in for a pound. I just don't do it.
Yeah, I don't. With women, I cut straight to the chase and I tell them what I want. In which I tell the guys in my videos, I used to get a lot of action when I was at home in Atlanta, but since I'm up here in the Midwest, I'm up here in your neck of the woods, a state up from you.
Yes, sir.
So not as much as I used to. And then too, I'm working all the time. And I can count on my hands how many times I've stopped. In the 3 years I've been up here, I think I've been with 2 women in the truck that I dealt with because I'm tired. I'm on my purpose. I'm trying to sleep. And you know how that is. You were a driver. You know, sometimes you get to a truck stop at night, shoot, you say, damn, I want to go to sleep. And then I'll take a shower in the mornings. Yep. I don't have time for a woman.
Yep. And then what do you hear about an hour after you go to sleep?
You know what?
Or your damn truck start rocking and be like, what the fuck? Get off my goddamn truck.
I have, you know what? The 3 years I've been up here, I can count on my hands how many times a lot lizard has knocked on my door. Maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yep.
And that was it. And it's such a surprise. I guess it's all about where I park.
I think a lot of these truck stops have kind of gone above. Now, there's some of them out there, and they're on YouTube, but I think a lot of them have gone above and beyond, really, to try to clear that influence out of the lots, because that can get real sketchy, man. Yeah. I wouldn't dream of picking somebody up off the lot just like that.
Yeah, I don't do that, man.
Nah, man. Nah. So, I know a couple of folks, and they've said, man, if you want some pussy, why don't you just go rent it? Go buy it. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that. I'm just not.
Now, honestly, because I tell my guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be transparent.
You should
be. When I was younger, I would take it anywhere I can get it. Whether it was the chicks thought I was handsome, or I would go to a spa down in Georgia, which in the county I stayed in, Clayton County, Sheriff Victor Hill, he got to the point to where he rushed all of the spas and he closed them all down in that county, which if you wanted to go to one, you had to go up in Atlanta to go to one. or somewhere else. But when I was younger, I used to go buck wild. I just try to, you know how it is, you young. You got your nature. You like, man, I'm finna get it anywhere I can. I'm gonna try to get a girlfriend. I'm gonna try to get it from the spa. I'm gonna try. And if you know anything about Atlanta, right there on Stewart Avenue, it's part of the Atlanta technical system now. But there used to be a motel right there on Stewart, and it used to be just packed off the chain back in the day.
Slammed.
I used to go there all the time. So
that ain't nothing new, man. I mean, we've all seen that shit.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
as I got older, I was like, that ain't for me.
So we got Hostile MGTOW in the chat here. It says feminism is a Luciferian ideology. What do you think about that?
You know how I feel about the I'm an atheist. So
no, that's all good. You got to be what you got to be.
I look at things from the women are going to do what they got to do. So I don't even lean on religion, because if you take that out of the picture, guess what's going to happen? They still do what they're going to do. A female will preach Jesus in your face and turn around and go slob on a dude knob that she not married to.
Yeah, man, and they get kicked. I mean, they get pushed to fucking do it. You know, it's like, yeah, no, you ain't no real woman, and what, you only got one motherfucker. You know, yeah, I mean, that's a thing now.
Yeah, I always say too that it's no different than it was 100 years ago. It's just that you had women who shamed other women for doing that, because those women back then wanted to suck some dick and get fucked in their ass too. But if they did it on a low, where no other women saw it, and they made sure that it didn't break up their home.
Well,
they do it all out in the open.
They had their own little whisper network going, man. You know, like here in modern times, the whisper network refers to a bunch of Karens that run around labeling people in the comic and entertainment industry for cancellation, so to speak. And it's never been any different. I mean, they had their shit then and they got it now.
Yeah, but your Karens are the freakiest ones too.
No, I know. You can't tell me that. I can't tell me that. I know all about that shit. You know, they got the high up collar and their breasts are taped down and they're trying to act like they don't have sexual organs. Them bitches got the most skeletons in their closet. When they open their mouth, a bone fly out of it.
Yeah,
I mean, they're terrible.
Yeah, I tell a story too about the top 10 head I ever got was from a preacher, a chick.
Was she holding the Bible too?
Man, I said, when I busted, I was like, praise the Lord. I'm like, damn.
That's ridiculous.
But boy, she taught me off so good. And then what she did a bait and switch on me. She's like, I can't do this. I love the Lord too much. I was like,
you know what that is, man. That's that lure. That's that fishing rod that they throw out there, and then they try to reel your ass in with it.
Yeah, and then they want you to beg. I know it. I got all the experience, so I don't fall for it, man. I'm just cold-hearted when it comes to women. I'm cold-hearted with my own mother, and she's called me. She's like, you so cold-hearted. She's now, I tell guys, in order to not simp for women out in the streets, you must first handle your mother, because your mother is your first experience with manipulation.
I agree with you. 100%.
Guys are soft for their mothers. I did a video about, my mother called me about a month ago, and she was like, you know, my friend, her son paid her $7,000 off on her car. You know, I'm just thinking, my son, let me tell you something, Mama. I don't give a damn what your friend did, but I'm not giving you any money, because I told her, I said, you should have stayed with my daddy. She was like, well, your daddy left me. I like, well, Mama, your ass overbearing. I said, then when you split up with my dad, you should have stayed with with my little sister's dad, my stepdad. I like, you had 2 chances to stay with a man. You did not do it, and now you a 60-something-year-old woman.
Yeah.
I can't save you. I say,
No.
even now, with me telling you this, you still want to argue with me. So I have nothing for you.
You hit on something real important there when you talk about dealing with those motherly issues. You know, people will run up on fellas all day long talking about, oh, they got mama issues. You're not wrong about that. They try to use it, you know, as shame, as a slight, or a way to bludgeon you and make you stop talking. But a lot of fellas have issues with their mothers being domineering or being whores or shaming them. And if you can't get that shit under control and take charge of your existence, with no matter who's in that space, you are always going to default to that position. So you have to get that shit squared away.
Yeah. And so now what I do is she knows, because I had told her I wasn't going to give her any money. And I went back on my word a couple of times because she had just moved in an apartment. And I was like, okay, you need something for your washing machine. Okay, I'll get you here. I seen $50 for that. But then what happens is she knows how I am, but then she went to go begging me again. I like, didn't I tell you? I said, now I went back on my word that I said I wasn't going to help. I said, my mother is like this. If you help her, she will always feel like she's entitled to that. And she will try to shame you, which she knows that it does not work with me. So I told her finally, listen, don't ever ask me for any money again. I mean it. So what she does now on my birthday, she was like, oh, I just text you to let you know happy birthday. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, thank you, Mom. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But they're still not getting any money from me.
See, you know, don't worry about it. I just birthed you. I went through all that labor, all that intensive shit, you know, just because, and blah, 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 blah. And that's what it is, man. It's a great big fucking put on. It's just slopping all over you trying to get something.
Yeah, well, she
That's terrible.
knows. Yeah, I mean, I say it, man. Some guys cannot get past that. Like, I've had guys call me a piece of shit. You a piece of shit. You won't even help your mother. I like, man. And so what I've learned is those particular people that say those things, I have to cut them off also.
Sure you do. You know, how old your mom?
She is, if I'm 49, she's like 17 years. So what? She's like 66.
Right. So in 66 years, she hasn't managed to get it together. It's not going to matter what you give her.
Exactly.
It won't make a difference.
Give her, the more entitled. She's so entitled that when I was going back and forth from Ohio to Atlanta, you know, I had my crib up here in Ohio, but you know, I was working out of Atlanta, so what I would do is they had a crib, so we were sharing a crib. And so if I get myself something to eat, every blue moon I might get her something to eat.
Right.
Now, if I get her something to eat and I come back with something to eat after that, the next day, she'll be like, why you didn't get me nothing to eat? I'm like, Mom, that's why I don't do shit for you. Because you think I'm entitled to do something for you every time I get myself something.
Yeah. I don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you are not my responsibility. You're a grown woman. You shitted away your chances in life. Now you're paying for it. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of feminists.
Oh, yeah. You
They
ain't fucking
do not
joking.
realize, I can speak this, I can preach this, because I dealt with it with my own mother. So I know. And they are all the same, remember? All women are like that. So if my mother is like that, that means there are plenty of them like that, because remember, only about 18% of families are still together. The other 80% are just people out there.
Yeah, they're gone. They're just bumping into each other like bumper cars.
So that means that if you're a feminist, you're going to be going through the same thing my mother is now. But now you're talking all that shit. You strong. You're independent. You don't need a man. And guess what happened? They dealing with this shit on the back end. And even when they dealing with it, instead of just wising up and saying, damn, you right, they still want to cuss you out. They still want to talk shit.
It's just the thing, man. When the entitlement is rejected, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but when a woman throws the pussy at you and you say, nah, you've never seen a bitch get so mad, so indignant. Because when they get to the point where they're throwing the pussy at you, they've got nothing left.
Yeah, because that's their only bargaining tool. That's it. They don't have anything else. I say this, women cannot stick to even a feeling for very long, an emotion. I say this, I don't know if you don't see, I know that you've seen my videos, but I say a woman does not know her pussy hole from her asshole to her throat. So if you stick your dick in her mouth, she doesn't know where it's going. She just that type of
thing. She take it all, man. She take it all.
And she doesn't know where it is because she is oblivious to what goes on out here in the world, man.
That's just what they do. I mean, they figure if they're on your dick and you're talking about if you're doing that, they're like, oh man, I got this motherfucker now. Mm-hmm. You know, men used to make jokes about that stuff. Eddie Murphy was famous for it on his stand-up, where he would say stuff like that. It says, when we hear you do the ooh, we got your ass. Well, now that's what they're doing to us.
With us, the roles are reversed,
big time.
And it doesn't help it that there are not guys out there many guys out there like us, because you know, I'm sure when you're uploading, say, a TikTok video, you have simps coming into your comments trying to react with the video as though it is the woman herself that uploaded the video. So I got to a point where I started blocking some of the simps. I'm like, this is a red pill channel. Why are you coming on here simping like this?
That's the same thing that I tell them, man. When they don't show up on my side very much anymore. Now, if I go to TikTok, I mean, it's like it's pretty fucking bad over there. It's pretty bad over there. All of them Tumblr fools went over there to TikTok, and that's the biggest communist site that I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, they do that over there.
I don't get it, man. I don't get how guys simp so much for women. When you see that, it's like they are, again, oblivious to what's going on. Like, if we're telling you what these women are doing, we're telling you why these women are doing, we're pointing it out, and you're still not recognizing. You see every woman on TikTok shaking her ass. You see every woman on TikTok acting like she's sucking cock. They all are doing this. And you're going to sit back and you're going to say, well, they're just having fun. No, motherfucker, they not having fun. They want attention. They want to get fucked. And then you see guys on there with them. They're men on there. I say, you look like a deer caught in a goddamn headlight. Yep. Why are you sitting there while your woman is shaking her ass? She wants strange dick. That's why she's shaking her ass.
No,
she's throwing herself out there.
And look at what's going on in that. You know, look at the dynamic between the two of them, or if there's only two of them, because sometimes there's more. Yeah. But look at that dynamic. That's her. She absolutely has no respect for the fucking guy. And the guy has absolutely no idea what self-respect looks like. And that's what we have bred.
He doesn't even know what's going on. I would have said, bless his little heart, but fuck they little hearts, man. We try to tell them the truth. We try to tell them what's going on. They don't want to listen. And if they see you out in the streets, you got to defend yourself, because you'll get killed by a simp when all you're doing is telling the truth.
We say that quite often, man. I mean, that's the machinery of the state comes to bear on the average man when a bitch gets upset. She can direct, you know, Psychosoap says MGTOW's directed warfare. Well, so is feminism. So is feminism. All they have to do is point the fucking finger and say something. The accusation has been made. That means you're going away.
Man, speaking of that, I've got accused of rape twice in my life.
It don't surprise me. It's passing around.
It once when I was 15, I slept with this girl in the neighborhood. She was 13 or 14. So they charged me with statutory rape, which nothing came of it. And then once, just like 6 years ago, I was with this little young girl. She had hit me up, told I was 43. She had hit me up, told me she was 19. Come to find out she was 17.
Uh-oh.
But luckily, mostly in the South, you know, the age of consent in Georgia is 16.
16.
Yeah. And so, but what happened was after she and I did what we did that first night, she hit me up and said, "Ooh, that was fun. You got any friends?" I'm like, what the fuck?
You know what that means? I'm gonna translate that for you. That means you were cock number 57, and I'm on to the next one.
157.
Yes, sir.
257. 1,057. Man, I met, and so when she accused me of that, I went straight down to the precinct. I like, man, that bitch lying. I sat down with the detective. I said, let me tell you what happened. The bitch said I got her pregnant, so she had the baby. I said she was supposed to bring the baby, but she didn't bring the baby. Now, when she went down the police precinct, she had a black eye. She had a bruised neck. I was like, detective, I didn't goddamn do that. I said, I bet you what happened was that old simp ass boyfriend she got was mad because she came to see me, because that simp boyfriend said if that is his child, he don't need to see her. I'm gonna be her daddy. Now, what does that sound like? We talk about that all the time.
That sounds pretty fucking bad, is what it sounds like.
And so they was like, well, Mr. Wilson, did you get upset because she didn't bring the child? I was like, come on, man. I was like, I ain't finna whoop no bitch ass because she ain't bring the child. I was like, and I'll go even further. I said, let me tell you what happened. I said, I started sucking her titty. I said, I started fucking her missionary, and I started fucking her doggy style. I said, I couldn't even bust no nut. He was like, what? I was like, yes. He was like, why, Mr. Wilson? I said, because I was damn feeling a certain kind of way because the bitch lied to me to get to my house. She used the child as a way to get to my house, playing like she was going to bring the child, but she came by herself.
They don't have a bottom to that debauchery barrel.
Huh?
I said, they don't have a bottom to that debauchery barrel.
And so what I did was I told the detective, I said, hey, go through my phone. I deleted the messages, but your forensics unit can go through and pull that shit up. You will see that I ain't do shit for her to her. She goddamn trying to play me. I said, you'll see that she was like, well, bring some friends, or that was fun. So what probably happened is the dude kicked her ass and said, don't you call that motherfucker again. So she had to make up a story. And that's what they do. That's why I tell guys, if you're not going to go MGTOW month, you better make sure you got a goddamn paper trail of what goes on with these bras. That's why I'm so straightforward with these women now. And I tell them, hey, you know what I want. I ain't trying to do that girlfriend, boyfriend shit. I'm trying to fuck. That's it.
That's why I stay away from them. And that's why I don't fuck with them at all in any way, shape, or form, unless it's absolutely necessary to interact with one of them on some level during the course of my day. Because this is so prevalent. It's so out there in the open. And people are just they have so much ambiguity about it. You know, they're just like, so what? It's cool. It's just what it is. Just go with it. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty good. I don't think I'm going to do that today.
And if I wasn't so aggressive, I could have went down for that. Had I waited around when I found out she went down there and let the police come to me, they probably would have got me.
Well, sure. Of course they would.
But the fact that I was like, oh, let me head this off. Oh, no. Because the detective told me, he was like, Mr. Wilson, when she came down there with a black eye and a bruised neck, I had probable cause to lock you up then. Because if you look at it, he did.
Well,
because
what did I say?
It was her word against mine, not the the sex, the rape part, but just the bruises. She saying it, but then he was like, I figured what was going on, so I just let it play out the way it played out. And it played out. And you know what happened after that? He asked her, what you want to do? She like, I don't want to do nothing. So, bitch, if you ain't want to do anything, why the fuck you brought it up in the first place? Well, I know. It was because she got her ass kicked by a simp. And the simp said, don't you call this motherfucker anymore.
You got lucky as fuck. You know that? You did. You got lucky as fuck, but I'm sure that you're not the only one. There's so many guys out here that have some kind of a similar story that if somebody had pushed the issue just a little bit, they'd be sitting in prison.
Yeah. But
that's lucky.
But you look at Me Too though. Me Too has not been winning at all over this last decade.
No, it hasn't been
winning. And I say this, guys do not hardly rate women. Yeah, you have a few here and there. Women are giving away pussy so much, men don't have to take it.
It's fucking worthless. I mean, it's bottom of the barrel. There is no price on pussy now today. It's free. It's free. It just depends on how you want to go get it. You know, I mean, look, there's a lot of folks out there that say, well, I can't get a taste. I can't get a sniff. I can't get into any kind of ass. What do you mean it's free? I mean, you have to have something that attracts them, right? It's either going to be looks, it's going to be money, it's going to be status, it's going to be resources. If you have none of those, I'm sorry.
It's going to be something. And even if you have any of those things, whether it's one or a combination of them all, she's still going to bait and switch and leave you. That's the bottom line. And that's what guys are not getting through their heads. And I try to preach to guys, listen, man, you are on borrowed time when you are dealing with women. That's it. She's only going to find you attractive for a while. She's constantly getting bombarded with feelings of want to be with this guy and this guy and this guy. It's sensory overload.
Yeah, I understand.
That's what it is.
I agree with you. You know, there was a point in time where just after my daughter was born, I had two other women that were trying to get me. They were after me. And I'm like, you know, this one was here first. I have a responsibility. I have an obligation. This shit will pass. And I didn't do that. And it just makes me wonder why they can't. Why can't they think that way, you know?
Because, Hammerhand, let me tell you why. Here's the deal. It boils down to this. I talk about this also on my channel all the time. 90% of patents in the patent and trademark office are owned by men. Men will dig their feet into anything that they are passionate about. Now, that doesn't mean that with my last marriage I was in, that I wasn't out there sleeping with women, but at the end of the day, that was my wife that I loved, and I went home to her. See, that's what men do. And it's not the same when men go out and deal with other women as when women go out and deal with other men. Men will make their minds up to do something. That's just like the divorce rate. The divorce rate is what? 70% over 50 years or whatever is what, 40 to 50 cents a year? Those 80% of women that filed for the divorce first, I bet you if those 80% that filed for that divorce first, I bet you it will be almost zero. They will still be married because men do not initiate divorces. Pretty much.
I mean, not typically. 80% of the time, homegirl is the one that's up in the courthouse talking about, yeah, I think I wanna do something else. I'm kind of free and I got a free spirit and yada yada yada. And that's what they want to do.
In a bear trap. Then a bearded clown. Hey, listen, Hammerhand, I think if I wasn't the king of erotica, if I wasn't the king of smut, if I didn't start off writing erotic stuff and get the attention, which I was getting attention from women besides that, but it just blew up even more once I started writing my own books and doing that. So I think I got kind of, I was like a kid in a candy store after that. So I think if that hadn't came along, and sometimes I second guess that now, and I'm like, damn man, maybe I shouldn't have been writing those 4 books or 3 books, writing that kind of stuff. Then I wouldn't be in the predicament I am in now as far as women and want to have sex with women. But hey, I'm not you. I'm MGTOW level number 2.
Yes, sir. I don't necessarily run by the levels and stuff. I observe them, but yeah, I don't. I just don't mess with it anymore on any level. I just don't want to lose another 10, 15, or 20 years of hard work. Yeah. There's a scale there. That Lady Liberty scale. Justice is blind. That's bullshit. Justice ain't blind. Justice has its finger on the scale. And they know what they're going to do and what they're going to try to do to you. And I'm not interested at all in being another number, a statistic, or rebuilding my life for the 3rd time. I just won't do that.
Yeah, I lost everything I had before I moved up here, and I had to start all over again because of a wife that decided, you know what, hey, I want to go back to my ex. My first love. And I'm thinking, you always told me that he was just your friend, which I already knew was bullshit. But I'm like, you told me you wasn't in love with him anymore. What's that about? I said, so the thing, because I had this saying, whatever she is most adamant about not doing, she is doing. So agree. If your woman is adamant about I ain't studying him, you just insecure. That means she's doing the opposite of what she's so passionate about. Man, so that's what she used to do. That's what she used to do. So when I found out that she got with him, left me and got with him, which he died on her, but still.
Oh well.
Yeah, but that's what you get. But I already knew. I knew it was going to play out like that. I think I was a sort of a hibernation spot. And that's why I tell guys, don't be a resting spot for a woman. Some place for her to stop after she been out there taking 50 dicks in her ass and down her throat. And then she so worn out, that thing been stretched out so much, she come to you and let that thing cool off. Because it's burning. And then once she dusts that pussy off and she on her way back out there to the wolves in the wilderness getting devoured.
Just needs a little jump start to hit them streets again.
Yeah, so
those fucking sucker bitches, man.
So but man, I already knew it was gonna happen. I used to tell her, I was like, I already know that if that man, he was married and he had a little kid. But I said, if that man, hey, what's going on, Psycho Soap? I said, if that man ever decides, hey, let's get back to what we did when we were young kids, I was like, your ass will jump on that shit in a minute. No, I won't. And then her family, he would be all at her family house. And then she would go over there. I was like, yo, I have no say on him being over there with your family. But you don't think that's inappropriate that you over there with him? So, but I already knew what was going on. So she knows she can't never come back to me. I mean, it's a done deal. Or I told her, because she took a protective order out on me.
Nice.
And yeah, she took a protective order out on me because I did a meme about her being married, to her first cousin.
See what happened? See what happens when you fuck with him?
Yeah, and she had 3 kids by him. Now, I didn't know this when I met her. She sprung that shit on me after we were together. And I'm like, you know how you get when you in that simp mode, like, oh baby, I'll save you, have no fear.
No.
I had that, like, baby, we'll get through this together.
Hey
You know,
man, go hang your cape up in the
I
closet.
know.
It's
Well,
time to
I had
stop.
to listen. I had on the tighty whities with the boots that came up to the knees. I was caked up, man. But I was
No, no, Reese, no.
listen. I can be listen, because you know what? Because I was lit. What we always say, you do not listen to women because they will lead you off a cliff.
Fuck yeah, they will.
So I'm sitting here listening to what she. Now I was still an asshole. Now don't get me wrong. I would be a sort of faux asshole. So sometimes I would chill out. Sometimes I'd be like, just fuck this shit, bitch. Fuck you and your fucking inbred ass kids. So but I knew what was going on, man. I knew what was going on. But I always tell guys, when you are insecure about something, that's a prophecy. So women don't like for us to be insecure because they know that our insecurities are predicting what's going to come to pass. And what happened? Everything that I accused her of, everything that I said she was going to do, it came to pass.
That is why you have to learn how to control that biology and not fall into that goddamn Sarlacc pit.
Yeah. Never again.
No.
Never again.
No.
I don't care. That was now before I met that ex-wife. I don't recall a time in my life. I met her when I was 34, and I'm 49 now. Before that, it was my little girl's mother who I was married to. So these were the last two wives. Was married 3 times.
Oh, you
Married
or her?
me.
No.
Yes, I got married. I got
No.
married. Listen, I got married when I think I was what, 24, and then again to my little girl's mother, I think at like 26 or 27. And then I married this chick at like maybe 40. But we had been together since we were 34. And what I came to find out, Hammerhand, is that all throughout from 34 on down, I felt like I always had to be in a relationship with a woman.
Yep,
And that's
I know that.
pretty much what guys are doing today. We learned that it's all bullshit, but the guys that are fighting us now are still in that position to where they feel they must be in a relationship, and they will scratch and claw and fight and kill to preserve those positions.
So I'm just curious, do you think that I mean, maybe I'm talking out the other side of my face, but do you think that has something to do with 80% divorce rates and 95% custody rates for females, 75% single mother homes? Think that's got something to do with it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah. Because
I
it
think so
doesn't
too.
matter how good you are to them. They're going to escape you to go on. And I tell guys too, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a guy that looks better than you, a guy that has more money than you. It could be a guy that just for that moment, she can divert just a little bit of emotions to get her ass off thinking about you so she can hop and skip along.
Yes, sir. We
And
hear
that,
it a lot. We hear it a lot. I hear that story every single day. Every day when I check my emails, there's something exactly like that or similar to that where guys tell me that same fucking story.
listen, and I talk about this too, Hammerhand. So it's not because we're hurt and we're bitter, because if you take all the men that have been divorced on this planet, if you take an interviewer and you cordon all those men off without never ever letting them communicate with each other, guess what? Every single one of those men will have the same identical story of what their significant other, wife, or girlfriend did to them.
Yes, sir.
So that lets us know that all women are like that. So when they say not all women are like that, no. I tell women, I already know what you're going to do before you do it. And then when I do it, when I tell them, or I tell the women in their lives, this is what your sister gonna do, they're like, oh, no, he ain't. No, she ain't. No, she ain't. Then they come back and like, yeah, you were right. I was like, when you gonna damn start listening to? I already know what even you're going to do.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough world out there, brother. So we noticed you come on the scene, what, about a year ago?
Now about 2. Because you remember my first Master of Blue Pill. Remember?
Oh, did that get deleted?
Was the Master of Blue
Pill Disaster.
Remember? Yeah. You remember they deleted that channel?
No, I didn't know
they
that.
They deleted that channel right when you were sending folks over to it.
No, I didn't. Oh, no shit. I'm sorry, man. It's the curse of Hammerhand.
Listen. So I had started getting some followers over there, some subscribers. So that was maybe like 2 years ago. And then maybe after they deleted that account, maybe 5 or 6 months later, I started up another, the Master of Blue Pill Disaster.
Right.
And then it stalled out, I got more subscribers than I did on the last one before they deleted, but it stalled out at 300. So I was like, man, I'm uploading all these damn videos and I'm still sticking at 300 subscribers. I was like, they done shadow banned my ass.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? I got something for YouTube. I damn came up with the MGTOW Master Reecie channel, and that one just blew up.
Where you at now, Subwise?
Yeah, Subwise, yeah. And I got way more views. Like I think it has like 21 million views. That I remember that Master Blue Pill Disaster in a year and a half or a year, it only had 14,000 views. So I was like, yeah, so that's what I did. I went and just created a whole bunch of channels. yeah. That was Hammerhand sending the folks over there, and then
they hate me so fucking much. I can't even recommend a channel to be watched. They go over there and use them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's what I did. I tell other content creators, listen, man, if you want to get around this YouTube algorithm, you must create more. I would tell guys all the time, get you at least 3 or 4 channels.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much done. I mean, what's Chronic got 15. I'm on 7.
But what I'm saying is at one time.
I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. It's just too fucking much to deal with. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to keep the channel on YouTube, because, at any time they can delete my this MGTOW Master Reecie, but I got the fat ass Winnie the Pooh MGTOW channel. That one has and see, that's what I do. The name of that channel came because somebody said, you old fat, ugly, Winnie the Pooh looking ass motherfucker.
So what'd you do? You turned around and you monetized with fucking haters.
I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea for a channel. So they got it.
Yep. So, and they fucking hate that shit too.
Yeah. And then somebody called me a bitter old ugly MGTOW. I was like, damn, that's a good name of a channel. I started that channel, the bitter old ugly MGTOW.
I ain't seen that one, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I got like 10 channels.
So what brought you to the Red Pill or MGTOW, man? What was it that clicked in your head that made you say, you know what, these motherfuckers they're on to something?
Let me tell you something. So this was around the time that the ex took the protective order out on me. And she took the protective order out on me down in Atlanta. So I had moved up here to Ohio. But I was making fun of her. And I had sent the meme with some poetry, basically saying, you inbred. I was really trolling her. I had made a shirt up of her face on it with that said, you married your first cousin. I married my first cousin.
Man, that's some silly shit.
And so she had to try to shut that down. So she took a protective order out on me for that.
That's
now,
goofy.
between that time and the time the protective order expired, that's when I was on YouTube, and the YouTube algorithm was, I think it first fed me maybe AMS, Immortal Minds, Coach Greg Adams. It was some other folks, but I was listening to them and I was like, hold up. This the same exact shit I was dealing with. So I was like, I knew what I was saying wasn't bullshit when I was accusing her of shit.
Yep.
And that's when it all came. I was like, all these guys can't be saying the same thing for nothing. And so the light bulb went off. Damn, I got played.
They're not saying it for nothing, but then when you get out there and you see how it is suppressed and oppressed, and how they try to just terminate that fucking message full stop. They won't even let you try to get that message out there. You know that there's got to be something to it.
Well, you know the guys that, because you know, us MGTOW are the scum of the earth to the manosphere. We are the scapegoats. We are the runts of the litter. They figure they throwing their noses off at us. But
shit,
it's the talking points. What it is they want to use those MGTOW red pill talking points, but they want to stand back and not be associated with us. When you say that we hate women, listen, this is what I tell guys. I don't care what you do. I'm not going to try to police your dick or do any of that. The only thing I care about is one, that you don't get married. Two, you don't get in a relationship. Three, you don't cohabitate. And four, is that you don't have kids. Now, all the other shit out there, if you cover these basic four right here, you're going to be fine. But now, when we say this to women, now they say, oh, you hate women. So many women tell me, well, you just haven't found the right one, or you got to keep searching. I was like, are you stupid? Do you think I'm that dumb? All of you are like this. So if I know, I give an example. 95% of you are like this. You know what I do? I round that shit up to 100.
Sure. You know, if you walk out into a garden or the desert and somebody slaps you in the ass with a cactus patch, do you think every cactus patch is going to be like that? I think that they will.
Yeah.
You'll be pulling spines out of your ass. Yeah.
I'm going to assume they will.
Sure, of course.
And not like we have evidence to prove this. Like I say this. Women are like little kids. You can see the trouble. You can sit down and tell them, listen, you can't do this because of this. They'll be like, I don't care about that. I want to get to that. Yo, what's up, Antoine? What's going on with you? The women and the simps, they disregard sound advice. Now, forget the sound advice. I always tell them, let's stick to the statistics. That's all we got to pay attention to, are the statistics.
It's the only thing you have to argue.
Statistics in themselves are going to tell you. And the simps and the feminists are like kids with, I don't care about no statistics. I want what I want. And guys, what they want is they want your resources. They don't give a damn about the stats. They want you to disregard the stats. But I hold the stats up to the women. I hold feminism up to them. And I shine that shit bright. I illuminate this shit. This is what you wanted. You wanted feminism. You wanted to be able to say, fuck a man. You wanted to be able to say, I can do this shit on my own. You wanted to be able to say, you know what? I can jump up in a man's face. I can take these licks. Well, bitch, I'm going to let you do all of this shit. But you know what? They don't like the taste of equality.
No, selective equality is what they want.
Exactly.
They want all the good shit, and they don't want to sweat one bead of sweat to get it.
But now when you're dealing with me, I'm going to let your ass be that strong, independent woman that you want to be. But see, they get upset. When I give you the equality that you so begged for, now you're upset with me after I give you what you want. You want me to simp for you. I will not simp for you.
Sounds a little psychotic, right?
So, guys, hold strong. Let these women do what they claim they want to do. And then they want to go out there and screw a million dudes. And then they want to come back and say, take me as I am. I call them.
And you really think that you can bring that squared up roast beef sandwich to me and talk about, look, it's just as good as it was the day it was born. I'm just saying, no, I'm sorry. No, this motherfucker got through in a wood chipper and somebody pasted it back on your pelvis. No, thank you, ma'am. Goodbye.
Listen, only the prodigal son can get away with that shit in the Bible. You're not going to be able to get away with this shit in real life.
No.
Only the prodigal son can go out there and sleep with folks and blow his money and come back to dad, and dad is going to love him. Well, bitch, I don't love you.
They don't love you. So, I mean, we're even, right? That's equality, yeah?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But what they want with us is they want to be able to still manipulate us, hold us by the nose, excuse me, and guard us wherever they want us to go. But it's not happening. Now, there are simps. The simps will always outnumber us.
You know why? Because they can't control their biology, man. They can't control that dick thinking shit.
I don't think even beyond the biology, Hammerhand, of the dick in the pussy games.
Yeah.
I think even in the friend zone. You get what I'm saying? So even before they're able to put their dicks up in these women, how many guys are in the friend zone that are simps that will knock your head off?
They're orbiting.
They haven't even touched the woman yet.
They're placeholders, man. I mean, that's what they are. They're placeholders, and they are glad to think of themselves as such. They'll be the first ones to tell them straight, when that motherfucker breaks your heart, just remember, there's a true bitch right here to your left hand. And I want to run up on that bitch and club them.
And they will kill you for a piece of pussy they are not even fucking.
They will fucking kill you. If that bitch points and directs, somebody will answer the call. We have too much evidence to suggest otherwise. How you like that quote on the screen right there?
If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Fuck, ha, ha,
ha. And that's what they say to you, right? They say straight up all day long, look, I got all these pictures up here. I looked like this, and then 35 years later, I've given that all away to somebody else that didn't give a fuck. But now I'm here. I'm a truck 50. I'm going bald. I'm blind in one fucking eye. I got a club foot. But, you know, we deserve the loving, too. You're just a bigot, you motherfucker.
They listen. They predict the future. They know they will always be at their worst. Remember, they're great salesmen. So they know they're going to always be at their worst. So what they want you to do is accept them at their worst, because they know they will never get to their best. Yeah, and by that time, they got you hooked. If you came across a chick in her golden years, because remember now, I did a video, I think a few months ago, about this chick that I was messing with out in West Virginia. She got a friend of the family that's 65 and a motherfucker wants to marry her.
No.
Now, no. I said, guys, make no mistake, there are still millions of simps out here ready to marry these women, even when they're getting in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. That's why I say the simps will always outnumber us.
Oh, of course, man. It's a fucking blue pill tsunami. Did you hear about that deal a little bit ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, a month ago, maybe, about the pastor in the church in the community that got up on the pulpit talking about how all of the brothers need to wife up the single mamas?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got up and they left.
I think even the church is seeing it now that, man, we got to do something, but it's too late.
It's too late. They're bought and paid for assets of the fucking state.
There's nothing you can do. The only thing, like I say, is I've got my hands up. I just walked away, man. That's the only thing. I'm not in this thing. I'm not picking a side because done for. Even you got the transgenders now. And see, here's the thing about men, Hammerhand, is we know what the future will hold also. And we tell women this, hey, you might not want to go out there and wear that skirt out there. Look, I'm from the home of the Freaknik. So I can give you 2 occasions I was at the Freaknik, downtown Atlanta, packed, chicks getting thrown in the bushes, getting their pussies taken. I'm down on the south side of town in Clayton County in Forest Park at a hotel. So I hear this chick moaning in the room next to me. And I'm like, I had saw these 2 people at the Chevron right there at the corner of Frontage Road and Jonesboro Road together already. Hey. Now I'm in the room next to them. I hear her moaning, get off me, get off me. I'm like, and then next thing you know, she rushed out the door, telling me he raped me, he raped me.
No, that's a setup, shit. Man.
No, but I was like, oh shit. And I know he was drunk. He was drunk. I saw he was intoxicated. So when she ran out the door, she called Clayton County Police. I told that guy, he was from New York. I like, dog. When she came out, she like, oh, he came at me and the cum running all down her leg. I like, buddy, you might want to goddamn this Clayton County. They finna get your ass. He like, shit, fuck that shit. I'm from New York. I like, buddy, you ain't in New York now. Now, I say all this to say, men know what will happen to women. So when men tell women, it's not a good idea. It's not a great idea for you to go outside with those short shorts on, because we know what's gonna happen to you. Now, women, we know you might not be wanting to fight for the transgenders, because guess what? Eventually they're gonna take your spaces.
They're already doing it.
Exactly. But men already were telling them this from the get-go, but they never want to listen to men. And now they're taking over everything.
It's fucking years ago. And now they are just dominating the motherfucker, the normals. The biological women are getting crushed by these fellas that could not hack it competing against men. They're getting stomped. I mean, they're stomping them out. They're giving them a Chinese sandwich.
That's that. You know what this is? What do we call that? That was the Trojan horse. You let the Trojan horse in. We were telling you what was going to happen. You never want to listen. Yep. Women always think men are trying to oppress them.
Yep.
No, we know what's going to happen. We're men. Yep. We know our biology. We know, like I always say, we can predict what's going to happen, but you don't want to listen. You do not want to listen.
That's why I don't give a fuck about them.
Listen, I can't come save you. I cannot come save you. I got a daughter right now down in Atlanta that was raised by her feminist mother. Her mother told me, she was like, you know, her mother is like a couple of years older than me. She told me this about maybe a decade ago. You know, I'm not going to always be here in Georgia. I think I'm going to move to California. and I'm just going to be getting fucked by young 25-year-old boys.
Good luck.
I was like, but this is what they live for.
Good luck.
Is what they live for. And see, my daughter, she's tall, slim, she's got a nice body, and I tell her, don't do this. Don't do that. But she lives with her mother. So I just wash my hands off with her too. There has come a time, sometimes you just gotta let your kids go.
I agree.
And
you
let them
go
figure shit out on their own.
Be who they're gonna be, man. The more you fight and the more you rail against it, the more it's gonna drive them to it.
Yeah. Hey, CK1, yeah. That's it. That's what I do. I say that too. I look out this window right now, out over the main strip, coming through town right here. I could see a dude kicking a broad's ass. And that's what I'm doing. With my popcorn. I'm not helping shit.
I'm not gonna do it. You think I'm gonna walk out there and be a chivalrous man, right? Which is what they want you to be, and get shot in the fucking face or have my guts knifed up. I'm not fucking doing that. I don't know what started this. You're strong, you're independent, you're brave and stunning. Save yourself.
I tell them all the time, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to conjure up that strong and independent spirit and handle your business. That's what they're gonna have to do.
I'd like to take a second here real quick, jump in the chat, maybe read a couple off. Pay homage to the 356 sets of eyeballs that are on us right now and those big ass wrenches in the chat. Bomar Dubrochet, being led by a woman is like driving a car with no steering wheel, all over the place and guaranteed to see the bottom of a ditch. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough. Andrew McInnes, chain a bitch up and let them start. If that's what it takes to train them out of it. Hey.
Yeah. Put them in a cage. Put them in a cage.
That's pretty good. I like that one, man. So as we wind this one down and come down to the hour and 12-minute mark, I guess we'll wrap it up around an hour and a half. We didn't get a real definitive answer there, man. So I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna put you on the spot. One more again. What was it? Just what was going on with your second one? I believe you said your second wife, and then you just jumped on there. What resonated with you? Was it just knowing that other men were thinking the same thing as you, and there was this huge network that you discovered? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. And not only that, it was women that didn't even want it, because after this wife right here, the last one that took the protective order out on me, from that point on, I said I'll never get in a relationship with a woman again. But I dealt with a lot of women who I dealt with because they were drawn to me because of my writing. And even those women, I was like, all y'all act the same. It doesn't matter if you're intrigued by me or not. They all read from the same playbook. So then I was like, you know what? All of y'all are the same. Yes. So never again. Now that is what got me there. So my ex also, because I thought she was a unicorn. Now, my little girl's mother, I always say, excuse me, she like a dude with titties.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around.
She was hard. We would have knockout, drag out fights sometimes because she wanted to fight. I'll be saying something she don't like, and she'll slap the shit out of me, and I start seeing stars and shit.
Man, fuck that.
So I'm like, oh, hell no. So I know they all like that. Even though this last wife wasn't like that, she was passive aggressive though. But she put her hands on me also. She'll try to say, Maurice kicked my ass and all that. But bitch, you don't put your hands on me too. So from those relationships, the last one will say, well, you and your little girl mama, both of y'all were hoes. But then come to find out is she was trying to direct all of this energy away from her, when come to find out she was one too. And so later on, as I dealt, which I was always dealing with a whole bunch of women, but finally the bulb went off. Maurice, they all do this. It does not matter how you treat them. It does not matter how good you are to them. Most women say they want you to be truthful and honest with them. No, they don't. They want to be able to manipulate you.
So what you're trying to say now is that you've been the actual victim of domestic abuse twice and did not get believed. Yeah.
Now with both of those wives, I went to jail a couple of times, but I always tell guys, man, like one time she went to jail, the little girl's mother, because she was done with me. And so I moved to another apartment. She was fucking dudes and doing everything she wanted to do. Getting piped down by work husbands, because one of her work husbands called me and said, may I speak to Mr. Wilson? I was like, yeah, this is me. He was like, this is Mr. Such and Such. I just like to let you know that I've been sleeping with your wife for the last 2 years. I'm like,
thanks.
man, the shit comes to me.
Yeah, man.
And looking.
Thanks.
So yeah, but I come to find out, he was like, yeah, I'm not the only guy on the job she been fucking. She been fucking a whole bunch of dudes on the job.
Yeah, it's not you're lucky that you didn't end up with something that took penicillin to cure, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't give a fuck about STDs. I mean, obviously the STD rate in the world over the last 6 years, year over year, has exploded.
As it keep going up. And then new stuff is coming out.
Yep.
So yeah, that was it. It was both of them. Starting with both of them act the same. And then the women I was dealing with before them, while I was dealing with them, and after that, I realized, man, they all act the same. It does not matter what you do for them.
No, it don't matter.
That like I said, that light bulb went off, and that's when I figured out. And then that's when I came into the manosphere, and then I'm looking at all these content creators, and I'm like, oh shit, all these guys been treated like this.
Yeah, they have been. I mean, pretty fucking egregious for a lot of them too. Pretty egregious, terrible shit.
Man, if again, I grew up in the hood. I know women that have set guys up to get robbed and killed. And
well, your biggest fucking pop star rap girl in the world, Cardi B, admitted to the fucking shit, and everybody's just out there embracing it. Hey, bitch, shake your ass some more, give us another record. Oh, you robbed and drugged them fucking suckers too? Hey, it's all good. And they just do it. Nobody gives a fuck.
No, it's no accountability, man.
Nobody gives a fuck. She admitted to it straight up. So that's what I did. What I had to do. You didn't have to do that. You wanted to do that.
But surprisingly, why hasn't Me Too just exploded and just took down men since that? That's what's I'm getting kind of confused about. If women are able to get away with all of this, why hasn't Me Too taken down just the entire patriarchy?
Because it's implicitly implied, explicitly and implicitly implied that men are evil. Plain away. Men are evil. Men don't have any feelings. The patriarchy is not going anywhere, because if it does, they die. They die. It's just that simple.
But you would have thought, though, that since they get away with everything else, that they would have been able to disband the patriarchy by now. But I never thought that Bill Cosby would have got out of jail.
Oh, I knew that Bill Cosby was not going to stay in jail. I knew. I didn't know the specifics of the case, but I knew enough about that case to understand the malfeasance that went on getting him to where he was. I knew he was not going to stay in jail.
And word on the street is Harvey Weinstein might get out.
He might. They've discredited 40 of the women that brought charges against him. Harvey Weinstein's lucky that he hasn't died from a heart attack. Now, is Harvey Weinstein kind of probably a reprehensible piece of shit? Yeah. But is he raping bitches?
No.
That's very questionable.
Listen, everyone in Hollywood knows the get down.
I know.
No one makes you go to that casting couch.
They know that.
But it's amazing to me that women are fine with it in their youth. But as they age, and because you look at Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is one of the very few A-class actresses that's constantly getting work. Most of them aren't getting work like her.
Meryl Streep plays the game. Me Too was not put forth as social reform. It was put forth as a political bludgeon to remove powerful men. If you had the opportunity, if you could possibly make it stick or even create doubt, that's the purpose of Me Too. It's a political bludgeon. That's why you haven't heard jack shit about it, especially since them last assholes. I guess Amy Schumer was part of that board. All of these doofy Hollywood people went and paid themselves exorbitant salaries, millions of fucking dollars for their Me Too little camp that they were running when they had to file their taxes. They took gigantic salaries. They basically used it as a shell company to get paid.
But they all participate in it. They all do dirt. So my thing is, you let dudes come all on you, take dicks in your ass, you suck on in your youth. In your youth. You do DPs.
Oh yeah.
All right? Yeah.
Preach it, man.
But you participate in all of this for decades. And now, and part of it is now the white actresses make gangs of bread. Now, when they make that money, millions of dollars a year, after they blow their money, then they come on the back end and say, well, shit, I got to find somebody to accuse.
Well, they had a price tag on their pussy, and they just feel like they was undervalued, and it didn't last as long as they wanted. And when their bread starts to dry up, they go and get some money, you know. And if they all know that if you throw the accusation, nothing's going to happen to them if it comes out in black and white that they're bullshitting, that they're full of crap, that they lied, that they made it up. It's once in a blue moon that you see a woman get the book thrown at her for a false rape charge.
Man, that couldn't be me in Hollywood, because I'd be like, yo, really? Are you accusing me? Are we not going to? I'm bringing out the tape. You remember when I stuck it in your ass, I had shit on my dick, and you still ate the shit off my dick? Are we not going to talk about that?
You even told me what it tasted like, dick.
That's the type of guy I am.
Oh.
So what? I just don't get it, man. I would not even want to. They are embarrassing themselves. You're telling the world that you gave up that pussy to work. And not just once. They're all passed around. I heard Harvey Weinstein, what he say? He said Jennifer Lawrence had the best piece of pussy he ever had.
Yeah. I guess Rose McGowan wasn't that great, right?
Yeah. Now, come on, Rose. You know you willingly gave up that pussy.
Yeah, she did, man. Come on now. You know,
now you're not getting the acting gigs you want now. Now you want to, I'm sorry. Rose McGowan, you know you allegedly gave up that pussy.
Allegedly. Yeah.
You know,
so there's no proof either way, but you know how we all know how the game works. Everybody knows how it works.
Yeah. So Harvey wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only executive that was banging out these chicks. They were getting passed around, I'm pretty sure. So you mean to tell me that all of them forced themselves on you? You didn't willingly give away that tail to all of these execs. Come on,
bad luck. That's some bad luck, isn't it? That's some bad luck.
Yeah, that is. That's bad luck. You mean to tell me that you slipped up? And I'm gonna tell you what they'll say. Oh no, I slipped up on the script and I fell on his dick. That's what it is.
There's a lot of folks
I was reading the script and it fell out of my hand, and next thing I know, his dick was in my hands.
They will say any fucking thing and do anything to convince themselves that they are not in the wrong. All they have to do, and what they have done, in fact, is redefine what these words mean in their head, and then they're not lying. Oh, hey man, 6'6" really isn't 6'6". It's 5'11". So they're not wrong. You know, they're not wrong in their deluded thought process. thoughts, disgusting bitches.
Now that 6'6" shit. Tupac, I always think of Tupac. How tall was Tupac? Was he like 5'8", 5'9"?
Mm-hmm.
He was banging out all the chicks. Allegedly, he was banging out one of my favorite singers of all time, Anita Baker.
Oh, Anita Baker? No way.
Yes,
Really?
yes,
And she was
yes,
married too.
yes.
Damn, I like Anita Baker.
Exactly. They all 304s, Hammerhand.
That's fucked up. Well, I didn't say I was going to go take her to lunch or anything. I just like her singing.
Yeah, I love her. She's one of my favorites, but that's what they say. They want you to be 6'6", Tupac 5'9". They still getting with him.
Well, look what
They're
he's got.
still giving it up.
That's one of the things that I mentioned earlier, though. He international, worldwide fucking fame, you know, and he ruins motherfuckers like Jada Pinkett. He imprinted on Jada Pinkett, and there ain't nobody that can live up to him in her eyes. You saw what she did with her current husband. She took that motherfucker on a national tour and humiliated him.
A cup tour.
Yeah.
Cup tour.
Yeah.
And you know, word on the street is she pregnant with his child now.
Yeah. I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
I think one of my little buddies I used to fuck with a long time ago, she termed this phrase. She called pain addict. And I think that's what Will Smith is. I think he's cucking. He likes to be humiliated. Because the moment he found out that she was in love with Tupac, he just should have left.
I agree.
You are Will Smith. You are one of the most top box office film star of forever, of all time. And you dealing with a little minion like this that doesn't respect you? Come on, man.
Hey,
you
man,
Will Smith.
Now, what did I say earlier? You know, when we was talking, if he had his shit under control, he had morals and ethics, and he had that biology was under control, he would not be in this position, right?
Yeah, yeah. And guys think that they can love a woman they can love a woman up out of the condition, that the imprinting. They could wealth a woman up out of the imprinting another guy has on her. They can love the family, her family. They think all of this shit will sort of get in there and manipulate the imprinting the other guys have on them. And I am a witness. None of that matters. Because even in my ex marriage, it didn't matter what I did for my ex. She wanted to take off from work to take care of her ailing 90-some-year-old grandfather. I helped her when she decided, and to help her auntie who was ailing. You think any of that shit mattered? No. At the end of the day, her pussy wanted the guy she lost her virginity to, and she was gonna move mountains to get to that dick. Well, and guys just have to face it. You're not that special to them. And guys have egos, and guys believe in fairy tales instead of living out here in the real world, instead of getting out of that goddamn matrix. Yeah. And since they're in the matrix, they're going to keep on going through what they go through.
Agreed. And that's why you, as somebody that is enlightened, somewhat enlightened, you know, you, myself, a few of the others, you have to step aside and let them destroy themselves and work on yourself. Take care of yourself. Get your shit in gear. Get all your ducks in a row and stop participating in a system that monetizes you, that hates you, that can't stand your fucking existence.
Exactly. You right about that. I you know, as black men, we're always told that we need to go back and take care of the community. They'll kill me. They will kill me.
Yes, they will.
If I go, man, before I left Atlanta, when I was out selling my books, there will be some people that knew me from 10 years ago, like, oh, I remember you. you have that kids book you wrote. I was like, did you buy it? Like, no. I like, but you remember me though. There are people who I solicit, I can hear them. If this motherfucker asks me one more time about buying this goddamn book, I'm gonna cuss his ass out. That's what you got to deal with when you go back to the hood.
Hey, I already know. I spent a great deal of my youth in every rat-infested shithole in South Florida. I grew up in them, so I do know. Yes, sir.
There's no use, man. Even when you go and you could flood those areas with money. They'll still kill you. So, hey.
Yes, sir. Well, as we wind this one down here, man, I just wanted to extend my gratitude and thanks to you for coming on the show and making a good one, a memorable one.
I appreciate that, man. Because I told the guys, D-Man, D-Man, JR, was it one fast that? They was like, because I don't like doing, because out in the manosphere, you see so many guys getting into it with each other.
No,
and I told guys, I was like, man, the one person that I would probably do one with, I said, because Hammerhand has always sent people to my Master Blue Pill Disaster and even over here to my MGTOW Master Reecie. So I said, I would do one with him. But I've had guys who have asked me to collaborate with them. I was like, man, I just don't want to do that. I said, it's so much drama go on over here. I just want to roll solo. So, yeah, but I said, I'll knock this one out.
I'm interested in just getting folks on here. I get them on here from all stripes, but we don't get a lot of the lefties that want to come on here because they don't want to talk. All they want to do is argue and put their fingers in their ears and la, 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 all the whole fucking thing. And I'm not about that.
Yeah, because on my live streams, I make it a point. Women cannot comment. This is a male space.
Agreed.
And I think that guys need to get back to that of shunning women and not allowing women in our spaces. Their opinions don't matter, because if their opinions matter, if the future was female, they said this shit, 10 or 15 years ago. If the future was female, we would be in a nice little position right now.
Yeah, we ain't there.
We're not there.
We ain't there. And it ain't happening.
Yes, and I always say, never give a woman the benefit of the doubt. Never believe what comes out of her motherfucking mouth. So I don't. So if I don't, then you have no say-so on my show.
I agree 100%. I don't platform females on my show. Now, if I'm invited to one, that's a different story. I'll weigh it out and I'll see what's up. But I don't put females on my channel. They can comment on a chat, like a live or something. Yeah. I don't have nobody sick them or anything like that. I'm not going to do that unless they're being assholes and troublemakers.
I block them. I tell them they can't even comment on my live. I say, comment, your ass getting blocked. I said, shut up and listen.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I really do. It was a long time before I even let anybody comment that I knew was a female anyways. You got lurkers that front like they're men, but everybody's got that. So as long as they don't make an ass out of themselves, I don't have a problem with them in the chat. But other than that, I don't platform them.
Yeah, but I appreciate it, man. I said we need to go ahead and make this happen. So when I came in, I think I came in yesterday. But when I come in, I like to unwind. I'm a movie buff. I spend hundreds, thousands of dollars. When I was down in Atlanta, I had thousands of movies, became homeless. So I said, when I got up here and I got myself back on my feet, I'm going to get my movie collection back up. I'm a movie buff. I'm going to keep on with these T-shirts, keep designing T-shirts, doing all of this. And so I was like, man, let me go ahead and hit him up. It was like 12:30 this morning. I was like, let me go ahead.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So the question begs to be asked, man. Are you doing better? Are you recovering?
I am doing excellent.
Good. That's the best fucking news that we could hear.
Excellent. But you know where it comes from? It comes from looking out for myself and not worrying about a damn woman.
Exactamundo.
And let them take care of themselves. They got simps. They got the government. They got the white knights that'll take care of them. So I don't need to take.
I think that's an excellent point to leave it off on, and I look forward to the next one, man. If we want to do a next one, I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You know, I'm up for it. I'm
I
up for it.
appreciate you, brother. It's been wonderful having you on.
All right, I appreciate being here, Hammerhand.
Peace. Hey, before you leave, if you can, man, drop your channel link in the chat. That way, anybody that don't know how to get a hold of you can.
Let's see. What is it? Do I have it? Let's see. YouTube.
Even when you jump out of here, you can. Are you watching on YouTube?
No, I'm looking on the
StreamYards.
StreamYard. Yeah, I've been on StreamYard all this time.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I usually have a couple of windows open, so I can go back and forth.
Okay. You know, I think it was one Fast Dak that went on he did a live stream and somebody did put some porn on there. and I was like, damn, they do that. And what I found out is they do that to try to get your channel deleted.
Yeah, people would do things like that, man. So Fast Dak just dropped the thing in there.
Okay.
He just dropped your channel link in there. So
okay, all right, I appreciate that.
All right, my friend.
All right, now I'll see you next time, Hammerhand.
Yes, sir. I appreciate your time, man. It was wonderful talking to you. Oh man, how about that? Don't worry, folks. It won't be the last one. We've got a few folks lined up, and it will be my pleasure with any of them, as always, to bring them to you to have a nice discussion, to sit down and talk bullshit and rap a little bit. And who knows? Maybe learn a thing or two. I mean, that's what we're here to do, right? Is we're here to learn, here to have better lives, here to try to make sense of this crazy motherfucking world that we live in. So this is my second one today, and I appreciate all of you returning viewers. I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you for bringing it in. One more again. 340 of y'all still sitting, so you'll get to watch that magnificent musical outro that always gets me a channel warning every single time. Until the next one.